Hey everybody, welcome to My Usual Me and welcome to the Smalland Survive the Wilds Roadmap Review. Merge Games delivered us this roadmap for the coming year yesterday, and I've been itching to give you anything Smalland related because I'm under embargo until the 27th of March at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I can't give you any gameplay until then, but 2 days before release of Early Access, I will be giving you my videos to help you decide whether or not you think this is going to be your cup of tea. So I have a unique perspective about this game. Let's go ahead and jump into the roadmap and let me tell you what I think about what they have planned over the coming year. All right, so this roadmap's been broken down into 3 different sections. We have what's available at launch, we have content update 1, and we have future content, which is going to be further down the road further this year and probably into next year. Let's go ahead and let me show you what is available at launch. By the way, I only ask one thing of early access games, and that is whatever you put in the game, make sure it works. And guess what? It does. Smalland has done a really good job. Merge Games has done a really good job with Smalland so far. I can count on one hand the number of things that I find that really need to be worked on. So we're going to go through this right now, and I'm going to let you know what I think about what they're going to have at launch. They have the huge open world with 6 distinct biomes to explore, which is very true. The map is big. It's not huge, but they're going to expand it. It is big. It's really big. So I'm super happy with the biomes. They think they did a great job. Their artwork's beautiful. And the diversity of wildlife, which is 28 different creatures, is nice. I really like to see a bunch of different creatures. 28 right now is a good amount. I mean, it feels like a full world. It really does. Now they have 4 rideable creatures, and I will be putting out a how to tame video, and I will be going over all 4 of these rideable creatures when I'm able to on the 27th. I will have a taming video, and I also will have an armor set video. I have all the armor sets ready to go, and I'll get you all the resources you're going to need to get them, where to find, who to get them from, all that good stuff. I'm sure that, and if you don't want to watch that stuff, you don't want spoilers, totally understandable, but I'm going to have that available for those of you who would like to see what the armor sets look like, what they do, and what it's going to take to actually make them. We have more than 80 building parts over the core resource types, which are going to be grass and sticks, wood, and stone. Those are the 3 resource types that they have right now. And there are multiple things that you need to make each one of those panels. But this is one of the things that bugs me about early access games sometimes, when building parts don't snap properly. Now, these guys, they made it happen. The snap is good. If you know what I mean, the snap is good in this game. So I'm super happy about that. It's not soft, you know what I mean? Where it just doesn't want to quite click. It does in this game. So you should be happy with the building in this game. Multiple building decorations. There's a few. Not as many as I'd like to see. I mean, they could embellish a lot, but you know what? It's early access. We haven't even gotten into day 1 yet, so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, yeah, there's a few. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Day and night cycles and season cycles. Okay, day and night. Night is really dark, but fortunately, you can sleep through night if you're playing a single player game. Multiplayer game is going to be a little different, but and the torches work okay. You know, they have day and night, and they have spring, which rains a lot, fall rains a lot, like it would normally, and in the summer is the summer, and then winter hits, it's cold. It's cold, but they do have things to mitigate that cold, so don't worry about that. All right, so friendly fire toggleable by host. I don't know about that because I played it by myself. So, but you know what? If you can turn friendly fire on and off, that's great. I think it's something that needs to happen anyway. So yeah, so you know, friendly fire being able to be turned on and off, good thing. Claimable great trees. Now, I did not realize until about 30 hours into this game how important the great trees are. I will go into like depth on the great trees when it comes time in my video. So on my tips and tricks video, yeah, the great trees are one of the tips. You need to claim a great tree. You really do. So it says take your treetop home with you to other worlds. And I'll explain that in the video. I don't want to get too deep into this stuff because I don't want to break embargo. Player-hosted online multiplayer, which is great. That's fine. You know, if I can host a bunch of people that want to play on my computer, that's great. You know, that's fine. Although I would like to see servers eventually. I don't know that the world is big enough at this point for more than about maybe to 8 or 10 people. And there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that in a video. But right now, player-hosted online multiplayer is great. There are 4 bosses and 2 sub-bosses. These guys, sub-bosses, I don't know what they're talking about, sub-bosses. These bosses are no joke. So, and you see a frog in the background there. I guess they're considering that to be one of the sub-bosses maybe. But yeah, the bosses are no joke. And you need these bosses for some resources that you're going to need to make some stuff, like some armor sets and whatnot. So, yeah, definitely no joke. If you're playing single player, you're really going to be, it's going to be a challenge for you, but totally doable, in my opinion. Character customization. Yes, you will be able to fix your character after the fact. There is an item in the game which will allow you to change your character's look. I'm not going to give away what it is just yet, but there is an item in the game which will allow you to change the way your character looks. They have 20 melee and ranged weapons, and from experience, I can tell you that it's going to take, you got to make one thing to make another thing to make another thing to make another thing. So it's tiered, so you can't just, you can probably jump a little bit if you don't want to do all of them, but you're going to have to do some things to get the other things. So you're going to have to go through the tiers to be able to get the ultimate weapons. And I have the top tier weapons right now. Got to say, super happy with them. Obviously these enemies are not easy. And so to get to that point where you make it not so difficult, it takes some time. And that's great because you want playability, you want replayability, and you want diversibility in all the tools and weapons that you're going to be using. So I'm pretty happy with where they're at right now. Although there's always some room for improvement, of course, especially in an early access game. Now, there are 10 tools, including a grapple hook. I'm not going to say anything about the grapple hook right now because I've got thoughts on that. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I've got thoughts on their grapple gun, but without giving too much away, all I can say is everything can use improvement. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that everything can use improvement. And the tools, you need certain tools to gather certain resources, and the tools are also tiered, so you have to make certain tools to make other tools. Because you have to gather certain resources by using certain tools to be able to make other tools. Make sense? Cool. All right, content update 1. This is what they're planning on doing in their first update. I'm hoping it's within the first month, maybe within the first couple of weeks. They're going to have a new Hornet mount, and that's going to make the 5th mount that you're going to be able to have in the game. It's a flyer, so that's great. Because not all the suits of armor have wings, so you can't fly with all the armor sets. Although you can mix and match, by the way. So if you wanted to put wings on one set, it wouldn't give you the full benefit of the other set. But you could still technically use wings if you wanted to mix and match your armor. And you can mix and match your armor, by the way, which is kind of cool. Especially if you want certain things that do certain things. You can use different armor pieces to make a hodgepodge. So you kind of make your favorite type of armor. But not all of them fly, and not all of them have wings. So the Hornet mount, and there's another flyer in the game that you can get as a mount as well that flies, which I also have feelings about the mounts, and they could use some improvement, but we'll talk about that in a future video. New colony spider enemies. Okay, so the spider enemies. There's a ton of spiders in this game. If you don't like spiders, they do have a setting where you can pull the legs off of them, so that you don't see the legs or you don't see the fangs. There are a lot of spiders scattered throughout the map in different biomes. So, yeah, I don't know what the colony spiders are going to do. Hopefully it's a new resource and they're easy to kill, especially if they're coming at you like 7, 8 at a time, because it looks like there's going to be a bunch of them. So hopefully that's going to be, we'll see how that goes. I don't know. New weapon. All right, well, the new weapon hopefully is a top-tier weapon. I'm using the top-tier weapons right now. And I'm satisfied with them, kind of. Although, there's some things I would say could be improved on them. It needs some balance. But hopefully this is a top-tier weapon. It's going to take a lot to make because I'm all about if you're going to have the best weapon in the game, it should be not easy to get, right? Also, there's going to be a new tool, which is probably going to be for a new resource. So you're going to need because there are certain tools that you need to gather certain resources in the game. So that's probably what this is going to be. New location, Giants Fall Chapel and Tomb. Now, the Giants Fall Chapel and Tomb is in the game right now, but it's not fleshed out. So some of it is, but not all of it. So, and I'll show you that when I reveal the map on my map reveal video. But the Giants Fall Chapel and Tomb, I explored everything in this game, everywhere in this game, and you'll see when it first releases. There are some empty spots, some open spots that need some work that they got to fill it out. And they're working on that right now, so that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. It's fleshed out. It's about half fleshed out, I would say. So yeah, I'm glad to see that they're going to flesh out the rest of it in the first update. New metal building tier. There's no bird in the game right now, so when they put a bird in the game, and let's say you're in the top of a tree and a bird comes by, is it going to peck your building? Is it going to attack your building? Is it going to destroy your stuff? I don't know. Are they going to put an alarm system there so when you can be told when your base is being attacked when it's up on in the top of a tree or wherever you decide to put your building? I don't know. But the metal building tier should mitigate that quite a bit, if not all the way, because I would expect it's metal. I mean, I don't think an insect or a bird can peck through that, right? You wouldn't think so. We're going to have a merchant NPC, and we're going to have a historian NPC. I like the merchant NPC, because if you go and gather a lower tier item and you need to get a higher tier item, maybe you don't feel like you can go get the higher tier item because you're not leveled up enough, or you're not leveled up enough. There's no level in the game, but you don't have the tools or the resources to get the resource you need. Maybe you can buy it from this guy. Maybe you gathered up a whole bunch of wood and you need some metal, and I only need one piece of metal, but I know that merchant's just around the corner. Let's go get that one piece of metal I need, so I don't have to go halfway across the map to get the metal, or flint, or stone, or whatever you're looking for. I only need a couple pieces. The merchant's going to be really good. The historian NPC, so that you can learn more about the lore of the game. And yes, there is a story to the game, and it's only partially done, but there's enough in there for, I don't know, 10, 20 hours, 30 hours maybe of gameplay as far as like the lore goes. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Traditional small folk armor set. Oh, it's a new armor set, I guess. So that'll be the 12th armor set that they're going to have. They're going to add into the game. I guess. That's what it sounds like to me, is they're going to put a 12th armor set in the game. That's great. Okay, so that's the first update that they're going to have. I think that's a pretty healthy update, especially this merchant right here. I really like that merchant and the metal building tier. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Okay, and the last thing they've got is future content. Season and weather improvements. Now they know, and I'll talk about the weather as we go. They know that it needs some improvement, and that's cool. That's fine. Official server support. So they're going to have official servers that you can play with people that you don't know, which is great, I guess. I don't know how big that they're going to be able to, how big they're going to be able to make it, but they are going to be putting multiple world expansions in. So, and the way that the map looks, it looks like they've already started. I mean, there are edges to the world where you can't get through, but I can see in the distance where they're going to be adding their expansions. You can see it from the treetops. So it's really cool. Let's see, expanded mount interactions. Yeah, they're going to need that, and the stables too. You got creature stables right here. You got expanded mount interactions here. They need that because, like, stay, defend, come with me, attack, things like that. They need the right now. You don't have any interactions with your mounts, I don't think. I'll get into that with the taming video. We're not going to worry about that right now too much. I don't want to give too much away. A group team system, so you can have factions, I guess. So hey, you want to be on my team, and so that we can't destroy each other's stuff. It makes sense, like a tribe system that like Ark has. That makes sense. Creature stables are kind of a necessary thing. I'll explain that. As far as the mounts go, when I do the taming video, you need the stables, and I'll explain why in that video. Multiple world expansions we just covered. New building parts, that's great. Not either or. Give me yes and, right, in a game. I want more. I want, give me more of something. Don't take away something. Give me more of it, which is great. New resources. That's where these new tools are coming in, because you got new tools to handle new resources. And we're going to have new weapons, new NPCs, new bosses, new creatures and mounts. So, they're going to have, they're going to keep expanding on the mounts. Because, like I said, I talked about the bird earlier. Why can't you have a bird? Because I saw it in, I don't know if it was the Indiegogo. I think it was the Indiegogo that failed originally before Merge Games took it over. But they showed a bird and a squirrel. And I don't know if Merge Games showed that or not. But I'm sure that that's going to be something that's going to be in the game. Which means if there's going to be squirrels, there's probably going to be nuts. And if there's going to be birds, there's probably going to be, well, they already have seeds in the game, but you're probably going to be able to feed there are different foods that you use to tame, by the way, which I'll cover in my taming video. And then new armor sets, factions, factions, which I was talking about with the group and team system. That's the same thing, isn't it? Or is it? Is it not? Maybe there's different types of small people, small folk. Maybe there's, you want to be, I don't know. It's weird, but there's going to be new PvP. So hopefully they work on the PvP to be able to do, fancier moves. I don't know, rather than just the hack and slash type of thing. Not really sure. But anyway, this is coming soon, but they're going to be working on this. I expect that it's going to take probably months, if not a year, to get all this stuff in the game. But guys, that is the early access update roadmap. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Hopefully you got something out of it. Maybe it made a decision as far as whether or not you think you want this game in your library come the 29th. I already got it. I'm going to play the heck out of it because right now it's really, really good. And I can count on my hand the number of things that I think need improvement. But yeah, I think that's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys will be around on the 27th when my embargo lifts, because when it does lift, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start releasing videos, and I'm going to start my walkthrough and my playthrough. And I'm going to show you the map, the entire map. We're going to show you where I find all the resources. I'm going to show you how to tame. We're going to walk through, start to finish as far as how to make stuff. And in the walkthrough. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming in. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, give us a thumbs up. And if I've earned your subscription, like I said, don't forget to hit that bell icon for notifications. As I always say, I am my usual me. You be your usual you. And we'll see you in the next one. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.